Hey, I was just walking in the door today and my mind's been on something and I just wanted to share it for a little bit with you. I want to talk about something that nobody wants to talk about, and it is shame. Is there shame in your life? Shame that might affect you? Does it affect us sometimes when we don't even realize that's what it is? Shame is actually defined as a painful feeling of humiliation or distress caused by the consciousness of wrong or foolish behavior. Maybe we've made a wrong decision. Maybe we have patterns or habits that are not really productive or not really good for us. But maybe we don't realize that. And maybe there's ways that we can be more productive, but we're embarrassed to use them. Let me give you an example. I used to clean my house, and this is just being very transparent, open, honest on this. I used to clean my house. And you know what? Sometimes I still do. I will sit down in the morning. I will write down everything that I need to do that day, like everything I want to get done. I'm talking little details, not just clean house. I'm like, detail this baby out, get it all clear. And here's why. I would then get to go back when I would take a break or whatever, back in the day when I would sit down and smoke a cigarette. But I don't do that anymore. Thank you, Jesus. I'll sit down, take a little break, take a breather, and I will mark off everything that I've gotten done. Because I bounce. I'm not going to clean like all of the kitchen at once and then come back. My brain don't work that way. So I'll be all over the house, but then I can come back and mark off certain things. Well, that's not something I would ever talk about. Now, if I had someone in my home all of a sudden, I would be a little embarrassed to do that. I would feel ashamed to do that. Is it childish? Is it stupid? Why would I even feel that way? I don't know, but I always have. And like I would be looked upon in some kind of way, looked down on for that. Well, my daughter, then one day, of course, she grew up. This is all she knew. She knew mom wrote a lot of lists. I had a list for everything. But here's why. There's a feeling of satisfaction when you get to mark that off. And by the end of the morning or whatever, when you're done, your whole page is marked off. What a great feeling of satisfaction. It's very empowering. It's just rewarding to get to mark that stuff off. And I always did it when my daughter was growing up. Well, then she's grown. She's on her own. She's married. And she texted me this one day and she's like, look what I did, and sends me a picture. She's got a write-on wipe-off made out of her basic list of house cleaning. There was no shame in it. There was no embarrassment. She was just, it's a great idea. It helps her stay on task and she gets things done. So she's sharing it with me, an idea she came up with, knowing that I could relate. And in that moment, I was like, oh my gosh, there's no reason to be embarrassed of this. She's like, proud of it and doing a great job. And so shame it can come from anywhere. And many times shame is a lie. It's a lie, y'all. There's no truth to it. It's a feeling that you have, this painful humiliation that many times is unwarranted. And you need to just not listen to that. So what? Maybe you made a bad decision, but maybe you didn't. Maybe you're just thinking it's a dumb idea when it's not. And it could help people all over the place. So don't be afraid to share things and ideas and methods that work for you. Y'all, that's all the recipe is. Somebody wrote something down. What if somebody had said, if they were raised around all these cooks that just knew what they were doing, and this one person was like, I'm gonna take some notes. Wait, how much of that did you put in there? And everybody shamed them. The recipe would never have been born. They would have just cooked with whatever, because they knew what they were doing. But the new cook that was raised, that was coming up to do stuff, they wouldn't have known. Recipes are very common. So whatever your idea is might turn into something very common. But Satan likes to condemn us. He likes to lie to us. He likes to make us feel stupid, feel dumb, feel insecure. He likes to shame us, no matter what it's about. Whether it's our past, whether it's a current decision, whether it's something you just said that just came out of your mouth. He likes to shame us. Shame and condemnation is not of God. That's the devil. Conviction is the Lord, and that is what makes you feel, makes you aware of your sin, of your wrongdoing, and want to do better, want to get rid of that sin, want to be redeemed. But not condemnation. That is this guilty feeling of you'll never be good enough. You should be humiliated for that. There's no recovery from that. Those are all lies. All lies. And sometimes it's, like I said, just not even wrong. What you did wasn't wrong. He just makes us self-conscious to limit us. To limit us. Without my list, what if I can't get my house clean? Well, then what if my house goes, because I was too embarrassed to write a list? You know what? I'm going to clean my house with a list because it makes me feel good. So there's no wrongdoing in that. We don't have to hide things. There's power in secrecy if we can keep things hid. So if we're feeling shame, like maybe we're the only one. Oh my goodness. Am I the only one that doesn't have it together? I have to have a list to clean my house, or whatever the issue is. That's where Satan uses his authority that he tries to put over us, is by keeping things secret. But to be more transparent and open with others, you'll realize that you're not alone. Just like when my daughter could relate to me, I was like, that is so cool. She uses a list. I like that. And then it helped her. So had I not shared that, what if I had hidden that from her? She would not have that skill she could use, to have that same satisfaction of getting her house clean in a very timely manner. We gain strength from each other, but we got to be able to share with each other to do that. We got to be open. It's okay. If you get nothing else out of this video, get this. Listen close. It is okay to trust again. All right? It's okay. It's okay to trust again. Trust someone with your innermost thoughts. Make sure that someone is someone you can trust. Let your guard down. Barriers are meant to divide, not really to protect. Yes, you need to protect a city. You need to protect a country. You need to build a wall on those things, but everybody within that country doesn't need to have walls built to keep all the other people out. We need to commingle. We need to be friends. We need to have people in our lives that will encourage us, people that will support us, people that will love us, and people who will not make fun of us if we need a list to clean our house. We need support. We need each other. And barriers like that, that's Satan's way of keeping us isolated. Isolation is his playground. And if you'll notice, that's the first thing you want to do when something happens. You want to just be by yourself. You just don't want to talk to anybody. You sure don't want to talk to the person that hurt you. And we instead need to have those hard conversations. And somebody needs to take the first step and restore what could be ruined from that. Value each other. Value relationships. And you know what? Value yourself. All right? There's no shame here.